All right, so are you ready to dive into something pretty fascinating today?
Oh, yeah. Always ready for a good deep dive.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the transformation of Marcus Mumford.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the lead singer from Mumford Sons, you know?
Oh, yeah. Of course, soulful.
Yeah, exactly. But recently, it's not really his music that has people talking.
Oh, so what is it then?
Well, it's his physical transformation. He's lost a ton of weight. And
Oh, wow. So,
yeah, so we've got articles, we've got interviews, and we really want to try to understand,
okay, get to the bottom of it.
yeah, how he did it, what his motivation was, all that good stuff.
I think what's funny interesting about this is how open he's been about it all.
Right.
It's not just like a typical look at me now kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's really talking about like a whole lifestyle change. So that's what we're going to be looking into.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he's not shying away from the details at all.
Oh, really? So
Yeah, 55 pounds.
55 pounds. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
That is a lot. Yeah.
But what really stood out to me is it doesn't seem to be about like reaching some ideal image.
Yeah, you're right. He's not trying to fit into some mold or anything.
No, at all. It's like he's saying this is about my overall health and well-being.
It's refreshing to hear that kind of perspective.
Yeah, I agree. Like he's in it for the long haul, sustainable change.
Absolutely. Focusing on what really matters, long-term health.
Exactly. So no crazy crash diets.
Or surgery rumors.
Yeah, none of that. It looks like he took a very natural approach.
Really a full lifestyle overhaul.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like he focused on three main things.
Okay, let's hear it.
Diet, exercise, and maybe even some supplements.
It's interesting how those three often go together
They do.
to create lasting results. It's about the whole picture,
Absolutely. Finding that balance and making it a part of your life.
not just a temporary thing, yeah.
Exactly. But before we get into all that, like the specifics,
Yeah.
I'm really curious about what pushed him to do this in the first place.
It's a good question because it does seem like there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, obviously he wanted to improve his health, have more energy, all that.
Right, but these sources are hinting at something deeper.
Exactly. It sounds like there was a desire for increased confidence, maybe even setting a good example.
Especially being in the public eye, I could see how that would be a motivator.
Definitely adds another layer to the story, don't you think?
It does, it makes it more relatable too, I think.
Absolutely. So, okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Let's do it.
What kind of changes did he actually make to his diet?
All right, so from what we can gather, he really embraced some pretty basic healthy eating principles,
Like what?
like cutting out processed foods,
Okay, makes sense.
prioritizing lean protein, reducing sugar, and simple carbs.
Oh, the dreaded carbs.
And of course, staying hydrated. Can't forget that one.
Yeah, I mean, even celebrities struggle with sugar cravings, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're all human.
I've actually been trying to cut back on soda lately.
Good for you. It's tough.
It is. I've been swapping it for sparkling water with a little lemon.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but it's getting me there.
That's what matters. Those small changes add up over time.
Yeah, you think those little swaps can really make a difference.
I do. I really do. Consistency is key.
Okay, good to know. Now, speaking of interesting diet changes,
Oh, yeah.
the sources mentioned intermittent fasting.
Oh, that's a popular one these days.
It is. Have you heard much about it?
I have. It's definitely having a moment.
I'm still a little fuzzy on how it all works, though.
Well, it's basically cycling between periods of eating and fasting, and
Okay.
it can be quite effective for some people.
We should dive into that a bit more later.
We should, but for now, why don't we move on to the fitness side of things?
Yeah, okay, so from what I'm seeing, it looks like he really went all in on exercise, too.
It seems like he didn't just like casually hit the gym.
No, not at all. He seems to have taken a very well-rounded approach.
A mix of different activities, which is great.
So what did a typical week of workouts look like for him?
Well, we can imagine it involved cardio, like running and cycling.
Okay, good for the heart.
Exactly, and burning those calories. But he also incorporated strength training.
Oh, to build muscle?
Yes, and boost his metabolism, which is crucial for long-term weight management.
That makes sense. And here's where it gets interesting.
Oh, tell me.
The sources mention yoga and meditation being part of his routine.
Now, that's not something you see every day,
Not really.
but it really speaks to that holistic approach we talked about.
Yeah, it's about recognizing that physical and mental well-being go hand in hand.
Exactly. Yoga and meditation can do wonders for stress reduction and mental clarity.
And that can definitely impact your overall health.
Absolutely. Now, let's not forget about the fun stuff.
Oh yeah, like what?
Hiking, swimming, things that don't feel like a chore.
Exactly. It's about finding activities you genuinely enjoy.
It makes fitness sustainable in the long run.
So true. Now, you mentioned supplements earlier.
Right.
The sources kind of hint at it, but they don't really go into specifics.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery.
What kind of supplements do you think he might have been using?
Well, it's likely he incorporated some common ones like protein powder to support his workouts,
Okay, makes sense.
multivitamins to fill in any nutritional gaps, And with all the buzz around gut health these days,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if probiotics were in the mix too.
Probiotics are everywhere now.
They are. There's so much research coming out about the importance of gut health.
It's fascinating, really, how it all connects.
It is. It's all connected. But before we get lost in the world of gut bacteria,
Okay.
let's get back to Marcus's transformation.
All right, back to Marcus.
One thing the sources are very clear about is that there's no evidence of surgery.
Yeah, and I think that's important to highlight.
It is. It shows that this was about putting in the work, making healthy choices.
Not taking shortcuts.
Exactly. It's a real testament to his dedication.
Absolutely. So I'm dying to know what a typical day of eating and exercise actually looked like for him.
Oh yeah, me too. Let's get into that.
Let's do it. All right, so spin the beans. What kind of meals did he need to fuel all those workouts?
Okay, so we don't have his exact meal plan.
Yeah.
The sources give us some clues. So let's imagine a typical day.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
For breakfast, maybe he had scrambled eggs with avocado and some whole grain toast.
Sounds delicious and keeps you full.
Exactly. A good balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs.
Yeah. So what about lunch? Was he stuck with boring salads?
Not at all. Think more like a grilled chicken salad with mixed greens and a light dressing.
Okay, so still hitting those protein goals.
Exactly. Keeping things fresh and flavorful.
All right, I'm getting hungry just thinking about this. What about dinner?
Dinner could have been baked salmon with steamed veggies and quinoa.
Wow, that's a pretty healthy meal.
It is lean, protein, fiber-rich veggies and omega-3s from the salmon.
Yeah, a real nutrition powerhouse.
Exactly.
So it seems like he really embraced clean eating.
He did, but let's be real. We all get snacky sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what did Marcus reach for when those cravings hit? Probably things like a handful of nuts,
Okay.
Greek yogurt, fresh fruit,
Yeah,
nutrient-dense and satisfying.
that makes sense. So it doesn't sound like a super restrictive diet.
Not at all. It's about making healthy swaps for his usual favorites.
Yeah, finding a way of eating that you can actually stick with.
Exactly. And speaking of which, remember we talked about intermittent fasting.
Oh yeah, I'm still curious about that.
Right, so the sources suggest he might have incorporated that too.
Can you break it down for me? How does it actually work?
Sure. So it's basically cycling between periods of eating and fasting.
Okay,
There are different methods, but a common one is the 168 method.
what's that?
You fast for 16 hours and then have an 8-hour eating window.
Interesting. So it's not about what you eat, but when you eat.
Exactly. And there's evidence it could be good for weight loss, blood sugar control, even cellular repair.
Wow. Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal.
It's definitely gained popularity, but for now,
Yeah.
let's shift back to those workouts.
Okay, back to the workouts.
We know he did cardio, strength training, yoga, meditation.
Right, a good mix, but what might a typical week have looked like?
Okay, let's say Monday is cardio, a long run, or a cycling session.
Okay, sounds intense.
Tuesday could be strength training, hitting the weights.
So a good start to the week, but what about rest?
Oh yeah, recovery is super important.
Yeah.
So Wednesday could be yoga and meditation, giving his body a break.
Okay, mind and body.
Exactly. Then back to the gym on Thursday for more strength training.
Okay, so that's 4 days of workouts already.
It is, but Friday could be something fun like hiking or swimming.
I like that, getting outdoors.
Yeah, enjoying the fresh air. Then what about the weekend?
Weekend workouts,
Saturday could be a full body circuit training,
really pushing it.
and then Sunday well-deserved rest.
Okay, so a pretty structured week.
Yeah, but remember, this is just a hypothetical.
Right.
We don't know his exact routine.
But it gives us a good idea.
Exactly. It shows the principles behind his transformation.
And I think that's key. It's not about copying him exactly.
No, it's about finding what works for you.
Your own body, your own lifestyle.
Exactly. Personalization and sustainability.
Now, earlier we mentioned the keto diet.
Oh yeah, keto.
I'm still not quite sure what that is.
It's basically drastically reducing your carbs
Okay.
and replacing them with healthy fats.
It's like avocados, nuts, olive oil, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And lean proteins.
So basically no bread, pasta, all that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hmm.
By cutting carbs, you force your body to burn fat for fuel.
Interesting. So it's a pretty big change.
It is. And we don't know if Marcus went full keto,
Yeah.
but it's possible.
Right, because he focused on healthy fats and protein.
Exactly. And regardless of whether he did keto specifically,
Yeah.
those principles can be good for anyone.
Right. Focusing on whole foods, cutting out processed stuff,
Exactly.
and prioritizing protein and healthy fats.
It's a good foundation for a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, and what's really inspiring is that it's not just about weight loss for Marcus.
It's about so much more.
It's a whole transformation, you know?
A commitment to well-being.
Exactly, and it makes you think, how can we apply this to our own lives?
What changes can we make, big or small?
Yeah, to prioritize our health.
Boost our confidence.
That's something for our listeners to think about.
Definitely. Now, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
there's one more interesting detail about Marcus.
So I was doing some more reading about Marcus, and I found something kind of surprising.
Oh, what's that?
He was actually born in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He may be famous as a British musician, but
Yeah.
he's got American roots.
Yeah, California, to be exact.
It's funny how life takes you in unexpected directions.
It really is, and it makes you think about those early influences.
Oh yeah, you wonder if those American roots shaped his music in any way.
Definitely adds another layer to his story, right?
It does now. Speaking of influences,
Yeah.
the sources talk a lot about his wife, Carey Mulligan.
Oh, yeah, the actress?
Exactly. It seems she's played a big role in his transformation, too.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, it sounds like she's been super supportive,
That's great.
encouraging his healthy habits, sharing his commitment to well-being.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It really shows how important it is to have a good support system.
I agree, it makes a huge difference.
When you're trying to make big changes, having someone in your corner.
Absolutely, someone to cheer you on and keep you accountable. It makes you think about who you have in your life like that.
It does. And, this whole deep dive has really shown me that Marcus is more than just a musician.
Yeah, he's really dedicated to his health.
He is. He's put in the work, and it's inspiring.
It is. It's a good reminder that we can all transform ourselves.
We can physically and mentally.
And sometimes it just takes a little inspiration to get started.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our look at Marcus's journey,
Yeah.
let's recap what we've learned.
Okay.
First, it's a story about commitment. He didn't give up,
He stuck with it.
even when it was tough. And it shows the power of a holistic approach.
Yeah, taking care of your whole self.
Mind, body, and spirit.
And it's about sustainable change, making those changes you can keep up.
Not just quick fixes.
Exactly. So as you think about Marcus's story, we want to leave you with a question.
What changes can you make in your own life
Big or small?
to prioritize your health?
Boost your confidence.
Remember, transformation is a journey.
Every step counts.
So keep diving deep, keep exploring.
And keep striving for the best version of yourself.
Until next time.
See you then.